2, 1. Then they're not gonna be able to see you. They can hear you. They can hear you, maybe. But what's going on, y'all? We are back with another episode of the Undeniable Expert Podcast. I'm Odell Bazell, and I have a very, very special guest with me, Stanley David Manuel Noriega Jose Rodriguez Pearson Segundo. Man, I'm excited. I love when we get to chop it up. We don't get to chop it up as much anymore. That's what happens when you get rich friends. They just don't have the time for you anymore, man. I'm grieving a little bit. But right. That's right. That's right. But I want to ask you this. You're somebody who you've spoken all across the world. You've trained I don't know how many people. Um Over 1,000 audiences have paid you, like all this stuff. As far as content goes, in this here year of our Lord, 2024, last quarter going into 2025, if you could just have a $10,000, $25,000 conversation with somebody, a private client, what is the type of content you would tell them that they need to create? Thanks, Mike, for ruining the recording. Appreciate that. But anyway, so the the type of content that is best for people's voice. We've heard the saying that they got a face for radio, uh, and stuff like that. I think one of the things, man, that you said that kind of echoes one thing that I teach as it relates to authority content, the type of content that makes people look at you as an authority. And I want to ask you this specifically because we have our Dallas experience, and some people they're like, well, I'm in a TV studio, but I'm not actually on TV. As somebody that's been on TV a bunch of times, can you tell them how important it is to be able to control the asset, like the video, to be able to control that versus going to a local or national news outlet? Absolutely. Because how many times have you been on TV? So, because this is something I was on the radio twice before my 23rd birthday. I was on the radio twice because I wrote a book in my community and I knew one of the DJs and he got me on, and then they invited me on another show. And I don't know where that interview is. You know what I mean? I have no idea where it is. I never even had access to it. And so I think one of the things that, again, we're talking about creating content in 2024, is being able to control, and you use the word deploy the asset. And people are going to start seeing a whole lot more stuff that shame on me, I had not been sharing, but I have so much stuff, and some people suffer from the other side of it. So Stan, if somebody's listening to you or listening to this, watching this, and they're saying to themselves, man, that sounds good, but sounds expensive. Sounds expensive. Absolutely. And you said it, because in any business, and I'm learning this, in any business, the flow of decisions are basically the same. You know what I mean? Like the flow of decisions. So if you want to, I just had my basement done. And so many people that advertise, hey, I'll do this, I'll do that. First thing I'm going to do is say, okay, let me click on their ad if it's an ad, and let me see what they're actually doing. Is it clear? Can I burn the least amount of calories looking at this piece of content? My mental calories. Okay. And the company I went with, the name of them, they were Everything Base Minty. That's the name of their company. Everything Base Minty. Huh. I can remember that. I have to burn the least amount of calories, Everything Base Minty. So I went with them because then I started seeing their stuff and et cetera, et cetera. So when people find you, they find Stan, and Stan says, hey, I'm world's greatest speaker. They're like, really? They look you up. There's videos of you speaking in front of thousands of people. There's videos of you and Martha Stewart and all this stuff. They're like, oh, he might actually be legit. And so I want you to be thinking of, when people look you up, what do they see? And like Stan said, how much is that costing you? I've got a whole bunch of emails I got to reply to and it's easy. So they're like, oh, we would love to consider you to speak at our conference next year. Can you send us something? Boom, I already know what to send. I have a video made for that. And so then the video will be like, hey, I'm Odell Bazell. I'm the next speaker for your keynote conference. Here's why. Boom. Easy. It's easy to create that. And so I want to ask you this, because this is something you've challenged me with the last month. Really, it's been a rough month, but it's something you challenged me with. Thinking small, man. Thinking small. There are a couple of instances this month, this the end of the month as we're recording this, where you said a couple of things and I was like, man, I don't know if we're friends. Really? Like, I'm not sure. After you said it, I was just like, wow, I need to sit down. I don't drink, but I need one, you know? So talk to the people here that maybe, they're coming into the last part of the year and they're like, and am I thinking too small? Or if they are, what can they do to think bigger? Say that again. Stand the first. Primero. Yeah, go ahead.